Being the dialogue coach, could you describe assisting Jackie with his dialogue in English and saying what were the tools you given so he could improve himself being better at it? Could you detail the line, a word, or dialogue that he had difficulty mastering it?
Every coach is different, and I've seen them work with their actors. But the way Jackie works is you have to practice, and then you have to practice again. And then on the day that we shoot, I have to be next to the camera holding up his lines. And I will repeat his lines right before he says it.
Okay. Did you assist other cast members too?
For Rush Hour, I just helped Chris Tucker with his Chinese.
Okay, okay.
So Chris had to say some Chinese lines, so I helped him with that. No other actors needed help.
Not even the stunt team by any chance, Andy Chang or any Ken Lo?
None of them, I don't think any of them had many lines, but if they did, I would help them. Yeah, but I don't think they had too many lines. Most of them just fought. But later on in other films, I worked with other actors. For example, Karate Kid.
Yeah.
When we filmed in Beijing, I was told Jackie's role wasn't that big, so could I help all the children? So I did. I helped all the children who didn't, like, Zach, Wang Zhengwei, who is the lead for, the film. He played the bully. So I was his coach. And of course, the love interest, I was her coach. So I helped all the actors who had to speak English. Okay. And sometimes for other films, like a Medallion, I was asked to help Anthony Wong. He's an actor in the film. And even though he speaks English, he speaks it with an accent. But when I worked with him, he resisted my help. So I did not really work with him.
Okay, no problem. 2 months later, after you wrapped Rush Hour, Jackie hired you as the ADR and dub for 2 of his classic film re-releases, Operation Condor and Who Am I? Plus 2 extra films couple of years later as the ADR, only when you were in the film recording studio with Jackie for New Police Story and The Myth. When they were filming, how long does it take for actors to re-record their dialogue? And it must have been a different routine.
So when I got the phone call to go to Hong Kong to help him dub his voice for 2 films, I was so shocked because, like I said, I was certain I would never see him again. So to be asked to work with him again was, a nice surprise. I flew to Hong Kong. I went into a little small recording studio, and they gave us a whole week to work on the 2 films. But Jackie works very quickly. He's very impatient. He likes to move quickly. That means fewer bathroom breaks, fewer snack breaks. Lunch breaks are cut short. So we move at his pace. When he wants to work, we work. If he doesn't want to work, we don't work. But he is a workaholic. So the minute he walked in, everyone wants to chit chat and talk to him. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to go straight into the studio and start working.
Yeah. Timing is everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so he's very comfortable with the fight scenes. He can look at the fight scene and remember how he did the punch, the kick. So he knows exactly where to create those sounds. But when it comes to dialogue, it takes time. So we would have to break it down. If the sentence was too long, we would just say a few words first, then say the rest of the sentence. If he was struggling with one word, we would repeat that word until he could get it right.
All right.
So that 1 week, I think we should have been working 5 days, but I think we only ended up working 2 or 3 days.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate for sharing.
And at that time, it was actually his birthday, and he had a big birthday party. So he invited all of us to attend.
Oh, that's nice. That's really cool. Well, at least, even though the first time wasn't the experience you thought it would be with Jackie, at least you got a second chance being the dub and the ADR.
And when we were filming Rush Hour, he actually told me, he says, every time you're not working with me, please teach English to my stunt team. So I bought them all English books, and I practiced English with them. And guess who worked the hardest out of everybody?
Andy Chang, by any chance?
Yes, he's the only one who every day practiced with me.
Wow. Oh, that's super
so whenever
nice
I hear him do a podcast, I'm so proud of him because he's so comfortable now speaking English.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm in contact with him and we talk about, him appearing on my podcast and hearing his background story when he did the podcast with Scott Adkins. I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting because I didn't know he was part of the stuff. I didn't know anything about his personal life, what he's accomplished with Jackie Chan till now. And he's a well-respected in Asia, but also in Hollywood too.
Yes.
And the next project was working for the first time ever with Sammo Hung on his first American hit TV series debut, Martial Law. You were hired to be a translator for the second unit action team for a few episodes. This was your first experience working as a translator rather than a dialogue coach. Was it challenging compared with Rush Hour? And was it Jackie the one who referred Sammo to you?
It was Andy who referred
Okay.
the job to me. I'm saying stuff like this.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna punch him in the face, then you're gonna kick him in the leg, and then you're gonna that's what I'm doing. And so
Oh, okay.
the second unit director would tell me how he wants the actor to fight with the stuntman, and I would have to explain to them. But when it comes to action, they don't have to even talk. The body language is enough. So after a while, I think they realized they didn't really need my help because all they had to do was physically demonstrate the fight, and the stunt performer would pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, I just sat back and really did very little, other than to explain things when necessary. And one time, one of the stunt performers fractured his ribs because Sammo kicked the watermelon so hard
Ooh.
it cracked two of his ribs. So I had to
Ooh.
go with him to the hospital and translate. The doctor says, go home and rest. He goes, no, I'm going back to the set. I'm going to fight.
Yeah,
Because that's the Hong Kong way. You're
exactly.
injured, you still had to work. And I
Yeah,
thought, oh
that's
my
what
God, he's crazy. But
Yeah, no,
what can
that's
I
what
do?
I've heard from many actors that once you get hit, you gotta go back on set and continuing.
It's brutal. It's just
It's
brutal.
crazy, yeah. Behind the scenes, by any chance, did you work with Samo, Arsenio Hall, Kelly Hu, Louis Mandalore, and other cast members? Did you have the chance to at least talk with them or interact?
So second unit is in charge of action.
Hmm.
Sometimes the main actors would come to second unit, but most of the time they have stunt doubles. So if the main actors come to the second unit, it is only to shoot a little bit of the action, right? So I
Hmm.
did not interact with them too much other than to say hello. But Sammo actually had come to visit Jackie quite a few times on Rush Hour. So I had already met him on Rush Hour.
Oh,
And Jackie
okay.
often throws dinner parties. So we often would talk at those dinner parties. But he
Hmm.
was never very friendly or very talkative. He seemed almost shy. But then when I saw him again on Martial Law, where he was a star, he had a completely different personality.
Hmm.
Suddenly, this was his set. These are his people working with him. This is his stunt team. He had a lot more confidence
Hmm.
and he was different. So on the Rush Hour set, he was very quiet, didn't say much. He was the guest
Yeah.
and he didn't feel comfortable. But on his own set, completely in charge, so he was a lot more friendlier on his set.
All right. You did many commercials for Toyota, Honda, AAT for China. One of your most memorable was McDonald's in Hong Kong, which is available on YouTube titled McDonald's 1999 Swimming in Hong Kong commercial. That was a completely different from what you usually do. Who noticed you about it, and how long does it take to shoot a mini commercial?
So that job was from my agent.
Mhm.
I had an audition, like all acting jobs.
Yeah.
They called me back, which means that they're interested in you. And then I did not hear from them for a month. And
Mhm.
normally, if you don't hear back within a week or two, you didn't get the job. So I just assumed I didn't get the job. But
Mhm.
then 1 month later, they called me and they said I got hired. And it took one week to shoot that commercial because we're working with children. And so we work with two kids who also had stand-ins because children can only be on the set for so long,
Mhm.
right? And because they're children, there was a fear that They may cry, they may not listen. So they hired 2 more kids to replace them if they did not listen. So altogether, there were 6 kids on the set for the commercial.
Okay.
The DP for the commercial is Amir Mokri, and he is the DP from Joy Luck Club.
Oh, okay.
So I was so excited that I finally had the opportunity to work with the DP.
Nice. Well, congrats. That's really awesome. So,
and this
go ahead.
relationship with the actor who played my husband was a really good one, because whenever I like people, I will try to work with them again if I can help them, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So later on, when I was working on Rush Hour 2, I was told I would have to help Don Cheadle with his Chinese. But he had a fight scene with Jackie, and there's no way I could help Jackie and Don Cheadle at the same time.
Yes.
So I brought in my friend, Anthony, who played my husband in the McDonald's commercial.
Anthony Chow, is that his name? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So he came in and he worked with Don Cheadle. I brought in Anthony again when I was working on Around the World in 80 Days, because I was pregnant and I had to go back to America to give birth.
Oh, okay.
I actually brought him in to help me with Shanghai Nights as well, because I was going back to America to get married. I've been able to get Anthony work a few times on the films I worked on.
Oh, that's really cool. So the next one is Shanghai Noon, which this is your 3rd time collaborating with Jackie Chan as a dialogue coach, with Owen Wilson, Lucy Liu, Roger Yuen, and Yu Rongguang. Also the GC Stunt Team and the GC Group choreographer Andy Chang, Brad Allan, Yuen Biao, Nikki Lin Chong-chi. So before we proceed, I wanted to address Brad James Allan, who was the first ever non-Asian member of the GC Stunt Team as an actor, martial artist, an action choreographer and stunt performer, who sadly passed away in August 2021, who was an extraordinarily talented individual and amazing kicking abilities. What was your most profound memories of being around him on set in multiple Jackie's films? And what was the last time you've seen him?
So when Jackie was filming in Australia, I think it was Mr. Nice Guy. He met Brad and Paul Andreovski, and he really liked them because they were incredible martial artists. They had studied wushu. He understood their body language. He understood their ability to fight well. They moved at the same tempo that he did. Not every martial artist can pick up choreography, and not with the same kind of fluidity and power. And because he liked them so much, it caused jealousy amongst the other stunt performers. And I heard that they were not invited back to the set. And when Jackie was looking for them, he was told, "Oh, we don't need them. They're not coming back." I heard he was quite upset. And not only did he want those 2 guys back, he decided to make them part of his stunt team.
Wow.
So he hired both of them to be part of his stunt team. And that's how Brad and Paul became part of that team. So when I met them, they were actually with us on Rush Hour, but they could not be on the crew list. They were part of Jackie's personal entourage because of union rules, I think. But Brad, he's very quiet. He doesn't speak unless he has something to say. He's very focused on the set. And he doesn't fool around. And he's a perfectionist.
Wow.
You can always count on him to give 150%. He was, in some ways, because he had studied wushu in China, in some ways he was more Chinese than the Chinese. Wow. If that makes any sense at all. I think his wushu master was from the Beijing wushu team, and he was, I believe, he was part of the same group with Jet Li.
Yeah, wushu. Yeah, Jet Li had a wushu background experience. Yeah.
Yeah, the same school. They all studied at the same school. So I think Jet might be older than Brad's master by a year or two, but they're all part of the same team. And so when Brad learned wushu from this master, he took on the same persona as his master, I think. I've gotten to know his master, by the way, on Facebook.
He has a symbol of Tai Chi,
Yes.
white and black.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So he posts these really funny videos doing housework, but adding wushu to it, including carrying his grandchildren while he's doing his wushu. But what's interesting is sometimes he shares some videos of the work that he's done with Brad. And one of the videos that he did with Brad was a funny video, but Brad used that idea for Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's the exact same like choreography that was used. So I don't know whether Brad had that idea because he had already done it with his master. Because he's also an acrobat. He's extremely athletic.
Yeah.
He's not very tall, but he's very packed and really strong. The last time I saw him was in England. We were filming The Foreigner, and he was filming Kingsman 2. And so Jackie invited him and his stunt team to come to have dinner with us. So I got to meet a lot of his friends and teammates. And it was wonderful to see him because he had changed. I had not seen him in a long time, and he seemed to be happier. By then, he was married. He had 2 kids, so his life had changed a bit. I had not seen him in many years. He came to visit us when we were filming, and then we had dinner with him. But that was the last time I saw him. But he used many people from the Jackie Chan stunt team for Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How did Jackie do with his dialogue in English? Was it less demanding?
His co-star was different. It was Owen Wilson, who also did not stick with the script. He likes to change his dialogue. He likes to improvise. So sometimes it would change Jackie's lines, but he didn't do it as often as Chris Tucker. But it was also a difficult project because I think the environment, we were in Canada, we were in Calgary, the weather changes all the time. Yeah. So every day we had to prepare for possible rain, maybe hail, maybe clouds, maybe no clouds. And so every day we had to prepare for maybe 3 to 4 scenes, depending on the weather. If it suddenly started raining, we would go indoors and shoot a different scene. So we had to always be ready. And I think that was a little bit more work for him because he couldn't just concentrate on one scene. He had to concentrate on 4 potential scenes, right? This was a young director like Rush Hour who I think could not completely understand and appreciate what Jackie had to offer. Jackie is very skilled in how to work with everyone on a film set. He doesn't have an ego. If he feels like a background actor isn't doing what he thinks he should do, he would go and tell him what he should do. And I think that led to a little bit of tension on the set. And at one point, I think our director yelled out, "One film, one director," because he didn't appreciate Jackie, giving his feedback.
Yeah.
And that was a mistake because Jackie has so much to offer. And to throw a little temper tantrum like that in front of the crew makes you look immature. It was his first film, and he was young, and, ego got in the way. But a smart director will know when an actor, a very experienced actor who's also a director, who's also a choreographer, has so many skills to make the project better. And that's what I've noticed from every film I work with Jackie, is he isn't just an actor. He is almost like a mentor to the directors. He gives them so much to work with, and he doesn't take the credit. Nobody knows what he says to them, but I do, because I'm there, I hear it. And he makes every scene better. He has so many ideas. Where should the camera be placed? How should the stunt be done? Like I said, he even pays attention to the background actors. If they're not doing their job, he will call them on it. He has so many suggestions. So those smart directors are the ones who listen to him, hear his thoughts, and work with him. And they get the credit. They make the money.
He's a perfectionist, like you mentioned, so that's understandable. Another skillful martial artist and stuntman, one of my favorite Hong Kong actors, Yuen Biao. How was it working with him?
Well, Yuen Biao is Jackie's brother. Just like Sammo, they grew up together.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they're
I know
very,
that.
very close. Jackie has done many, many films with Yuen Biao and Sammo. But I think Yuen Biao was a little bit intimidated on the set. This was Jackie's set. Jackie was a producer. He was a star. And so he, I think, didn't feel completely comfortable.
Oh, okay.
He didn't talk that much to me. And if I got a bottle of water for Jackie, every time I offered to him, he would never take it.
Oh.
If I grabbed a chair for Jackie, he would never take it from me. So he definitely did not want to be treated special in any way. He and Jackie speak the same language in terms of body language, fight choreography. Without saying very much, they communicate with their bodies. They figure out the fight choreography very quickly. And if Yuen Biao doesn't like something Jackie's doing, he will demonstrate what he wants him to do instead. So it's always very interesting watching him work with Sammo and Yuen Biao, because they don't have to talk very much. Their bodies do all the talking.
So how great was working for the first time with Owen Wilson and Lucy Liu?
I love Lucy. She is funny and joyful and friendly and warm. And she worked really hard. Even though she had a stunt double, she still wanted to learn how to do her fight scenes. And she would practice with the stunt team whenever she was not used on the set. Many actors will go off into the trailer and not come out until it's time to shoot their scene, but not her. She was hanging out with the stunt team. She was hanging out with everybody, a really warm and friendly person. But the minute she was in character, she was in character. She was completely focused and was very real. Owen was a little bit of an introvert. He didn't really socialize very much. He kind of kept to himself or his little small team of people. And he was that actor who would not be on the set if he was not used in the scene.
Okay.
People thought he was being snobby, but personally, I think he just was not. He's just an introvert. He's not comfortable talking to too many people, and maybe it's hard for him to concentrate. But I remember one day he and Jackie both ordered a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And that when the sandwiches arrived, Owen looked at Jackie's sandwich and he looked at his sandwich. And it looked like he opened the bread up and he opened the sandwich and he looked at it and he said, it looks like somebody just threw peanut butter and jelly and they didn't spread it nice and neat. And he took Jackie's sandwich and he opened it up. He goes, look at yours. Yours is like smooth all over every inch of the bread. On both sides, but mine looked like somebody just threw it. So I do think that when you are really warm and friendly to the crew and to their cast, you get that love back. And everyone loved Jackie because the minute he arrived on a set, he had gifts for everyone. Every single department got gifts, stickers, keychains, hats, jackets, shirts. He just had a bunch of suitcases full of gifts. He made everyone feel loved, and he was nice to everyone, and he always hung out on the set and talked to people. But because Owen was not as warm and friendly, people thought he was being snobby. They thought he wasn't being nice. So as a result, when they when Owen was looking at the two sandwiches, he felt there was a lot of love put into Jackie's sandwich, and there was no love in his, put into his.
Wow, okay. So the next one, big one, Rush Hour 2. This trailer that I first came upon Jackie on television as a kid, renting this masterpiece film at Canal Indigo last year marked the 25th anniversary, starring Chris Tucker, Zhang Ziyi, Rosalind Sanchez, John Lone, Kenneth Tsang, Jeremy Piven, Ernie Reyes Jr., Don Cheadle, Maggie Q, and also the stunt team once again, Simon Reed, James Liu, Andy Chang, Nikki Chung-Chi, Brad Allan, Michiko Nishikawa. So for this film, you're not only the dialogue coach assisting one more time Jackie, also Hong Kong talented actress Zhang Ziyi with her English dialogue, who did a remarkable performance as Huli the Tried Assassin and has outstanding flexibility in the final fight against Chris Tucker. Additionally, Wu Gang, JC stunt team coordinator, who was her stunt double in some of these sequences. How was it to have worked alongside Zhang Ziyi?
At first, they wanted to give her more English dialogue, but the minute she spoke English, she seemed to have lost some of her power. So after she said a line or two in English, they decided her character will only speak Chinese. So I only had to teach her, I think, one line of English. But she's a lovely person, really friendly, very sweet. She had just come from the success of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And she did share with me that when she was working on that film, she felt inconsequential because everyone was so famous. She felt like, she really had to work hard to stand out. And she felt like a lot of people maybe were not so nice to her because she was not a powerful actor then.
Oh, wow, okay.
But on our film set, everyone admired her because of what she had just done. And even when she was not acting, she was, fooling around and making jokes and having fun. But the minute she was in character, just like Lucy Liu, she gave it 100% and more. But yeah, a lovely person. I really enjoyed working with her. And after we finished working, she invited me to go to China to live with her to be her English coach.
Oh, that's nice. But unfortunately, you declined, right? You couldn't.
I declined because
Yeah.
I had a boyfriend, and I was afraid if I left, I may not have a boyfriend when I came back.
Oh, wow.